Hello and welcome to Gareth Icke Tonight. There's no such thing as bad publicity, right? They can print what they want as long as they spell the name right. Just make sure the paparazzi gets my good side. Being a bad boy or a bad girl isn't just something that rarely comes back to bite you later on. In fact, it's often a selling point. The number of former gangsters with multi-million-pound book deals, chart-topping podcasts, and Netflix series is testament to that. The public like a flawed individual. They quite like the idea of a bad man turned good. Makes them feel less guilty about their own indiscretions and provides them hope for the future. If this guy can turn it round, then so can I. We like an underdog. And rightly or wrongly, bad lads are often viewed as underdogs. They come from a rough area, they had a tough start, dad wasn't around. You know the drill. That reframing of historically bad people into reformed characters works for almost anything if you've got the right PR team. Everything except from child abuse and paedophilia. You don't get to whitewash that. And as you'll realise by now, unless you've been living under a very, very, very large rock for the last few years, the establishment is riddled with these vile creatures. Vile creatures and sociopaths whose only desire that ranks above their twisted fetishes is their need for power and dominance, or at least the perception of it. That is why these people, if you can call them people, are the perfect blackmail fodder if your objective is nefarious, because sociopaths by their very nature are void of empathy. That's evidenced by the simple fact they abuse children in the first place. Their lack of empathy allows them to blow up kids around the world, starve populations, to look the other way while children are abused by gangs of men they themselves have allowed into the country and protected. It allows them to increase taxes, remove support for the most vulnerable, to destroy the food supply, the energy supply, to inject children with poison and then attack the parents for demanding justice. To send bits of kids to die for the interests of billionaires. It allows them to ignore intelligence and allow terrorist attacks to take place because the end goal always justifies the death and destructive means. It allows them to bring down towers full of people and turn them into dust so they can use it as an excuse to go and kill another few million people on the other side of the world. And they will do that at the behest of demons even higher up the food chain than themselves, all to protect their dirty little secrets, because they know deep down that if it comes out, they're finished. Even the greatest PR agency and off-the-charts marketing budget isn't going to turn that around in the court of public opinion. That's why the Epstein files were never going to be released. There's too many people involved, too many sociopaths in survival mode, and too much political leverage still to be exploited. Because after all, the world isn't completely destroyed yet. We aren't all in our 15-minute smart cities, not quite living on universal basic income. We aren't all fully chipped and connected to the cloud with AI doing our thinking, not yet. We haven't quite embraced the world of having no privacy, owning nothing, but being happy. The agenda must continue, and to do that, the agents ushering it in must be protected. We, the people, must be distracted by talk of democratic hoaxes, Iranian space programs, and the arresting of Barack Obama. I wonder if Obama will end up in the same jail as Hillary Clinton. The reason the cult blackmailers and the cult blackmailees, if that's even a word, are so desperate to keep a lid on the elite paedophilia that infests every institution of influence from politics, religion, to royalty, to media, is because they know this is the one thing that would genuinely unite the masses. The levels of widespread sexual abuse and ritualistic murder of children across the planet would make even a bold man's hair stand on end. And if the masses ever realized and learned who was involved, the house of cards would tumble in a heartbeat. Because it doesn't matter what political side you lean towards, what religion you are, color you are, sex you are, sexuality you are, how wealthy you are, whether you support Liverpool or Man United. If you've got children, you've got children. And even if you don't have children of your own, you have nieces, nephews, the kids next door that knock on the door asking if they can get their football out your garden. We're all connected to children, and they are the most pure and innocent among us. And as a parent, you're sworn to protect them with your life, if need be. There's nothing that the demons fear more than the masses uniting against them. And the scrambling taking place right now to hide the knowledge from the people just shows how fearful they are, and they should be fearful. because they are coming down. This pyramid of evil will come crumbling, and the human race will be free to live as we were designed to live. Now, it's no longer a question of if it falls, it's a question of when it falls. And only we can answer that.